Hey guys, naMehTnoJ here. I'm starting up a new segment, and I plan to continue this. And as so far I know that no one else has done this, so I'll be showing you a different segment and different videos, so I get people keep watching and come subscribing and stuff. So segment is who or what versus card versus card, which is better. So I'll be showing you. We'll go ahead and show you the cards that are better. So here we have Gorz versus Tragoedia. Which are better, or who's better actually? First I'll explain to you like a scenario or like a card, when an effect happens or something. I'll show you that and how it works. So first cards are cards like Spirit Reaper or Cerebellum or Danzalug. I don't have Danzalug at the moment, so but yeah, which would work or who would activate first? So let's say you get attacked by Cerebellum or Spirit Reaper, whatever, and you have Gorz and Tragoedia in the hand, or either, whatever, and you have the requirements ready. If your opponent attacks by Cerebellum and it's a clear field, which would activate first would, who activates respectively first? Well, when he activates, to discard your hand, you still have the option to chain Gorz or Tragoedia, respectively. Now, since when you chain, that makes a chain. So chain link 1, chain link 2. So as it resolves backwards, you can summon Gorz, and then if you have any cards left in hand, like Cerebellum or Spirit Reaper discards, whatever you have left. So there you go. But just so depends. If you have both these in hand and you get attacked by one of these, you cannot chain both. So if you even in any scenario, if you even have both of these, or even two of, because it is possible to get two Gorz if you use like exchange or something. If you get attacked and you have the requirements ready, you cannot special summon both at any cost. You can only special summon one. So you have to choose wisely when it comes to that situation. Next we have here is Gale. Who's kind of better. Now, in the scenario where you have, let's say, 4 cards in the hand with Tragoedia. Now, if on your opponent's turn they summon Gale and use his effect to deduct Tragoedia, let's say. His attack would go from 4 cards down to 1200, and so is his defense. Now, his effect, where his attack changes accordingly to your hand size, is not going to work now. For some reason, I don't know why, but it doesn't. So what happens is now he's going to be 1200 regardless, even if you have 0 cards in hand or even 20 cards in hand. He's going to remain at 1200 no matter what. So, in this scenario, Tragoedia would kind of suck. Unless, you have like 3000 attack on him or something. Now, with Gorz, it's going to go down to 1350 and 1250 attack and defense respectively. So, in that situation, Gorz is going to survive a little bit better against Black Queen Gale. Now, mind you, if you equip the equip card to it where it increases its attack or decreases, it will work. But, its attack's not going to go up by its effect or anything otherwise. So, otherwise, Tragoedia once again is wrecked by, Gale. Now, in the scenario of King Rai-Oh, just so you know, when you choose to summon these with the requirements correct, when they are correct, since it's an effect that activates to special summon them, even though they may seem inherent special summons, they actually aren't. So King Rai-Oh will not work. But I'll give you a link to TeamMinority's video, The Better Duelist, which talks about inherent special summons. I do not own any of their videos, just so you know. So I was gonna give you like a link in the sidebar. But yeah. But Thunder King does not work on these two, for you know. Another scenario is Skill Drain. Now, let's say your opponent attacks you, and you have Empty Field, or even a monster, depending on which one, and they have Skill Drain. They attack, you take the damage, and then which can you summon? Now, remember, people, since Skill Drain only affects the field, not the hand, you can special summon these still. But if you take damage, battle damage, from an empty field, or from your opponent's monster, sorry, and you have an empty field, you can special summon Gorz, but you do not get a token. So Skill Drain will prevent the token, but will not prevent Gorz or Tragoedia coming out. Now, scenario if you summon Tragoedia, he's gonna be a deadbeat monster. He's just gonna be a little wall there for your opponent to beat. And I mean, Spirit Reaper can attack over him, and that, because his attacks based on how many cards you have in hand, and since it's part of his effect, Skill Drain negates that. So he's gonna be 0 regardless, or in this case, question. Yeah, he will be attacked 0. Now versus Gorz, you're gonna get Gorz, and you're gonna have his attack regardless, and his defense. You won't get the token, but you at least get the Gorz. So in the scenario versus Skill Drain decks, Gorz is better because he's just gonna be a lot harder to take down then, because you still have a 27 beat monster that you can attack with. Tragoedia, you're just gonna have a little monster you can tribute or synchro summon for if you can, which you can't because he's level 10. So, but in this scenario, Gorz is not so good, or I mean Tragoedia is not so good. Sorry, backwards there. Anyways, but now for another thing is when you have the option of when your opponent is trying to OTK you, Tragoedia is a little bit more of control. You have option to when you want to summon him, as where Gorz you need an empty field and you need to your opponent can control him from being summoned. Pretty much is they can attack from the weaker to the stronger, but you can still summon him regardless. It's just that it makes you have to choose when to summon him. So, but Tragoedia versus Gorz, who's better? I'll leave a poll in the description, or leave comments on who would you rather choose. Would you choose Tragoedia or Gorz the Emissary of Darkness, in your decks? In gadgets, personally, Tragoedia is better, but in decks that don't really run continuous stuff, Gorz is better. So is Tragoedia is still good in any kind of deck. It's just that versus Skill Drain decks, you don't want to run him. So because he's just going to be a deadbeat monster regardless. Well, Gorz is not. But yeah, as to so comment who would you choose, Tragoedia or Gorz, and then I'll put in the description like how many votes, and only one card can you choose per person. So like you can't come back like 2 days later and say I want that one too. So your final vote is the final. So who would you choose, Tragoedia or Gorz? But for future videos, I will take requests, like, for example, like Skill Drain versus Plasma, which I don't have Plasma with me at the moment, but, like, I'll do those scenarios, like, who's better, and what's a good against. But yeah, so, I'll try to keep these minutes at least, or these videos 8 minutes or less, but otherwise, give me your opinions on what cards you want to see in the next video. So, that's pretty much it, guys, and peace out.